Hey guys, welcome to Thrift Flip Thursday with my beautiful friend Joanna. Joanna's DIY Life. You check out that description box for her channel link and the playlist link and watch us flip our thrifts and turn our trash to treasures. Here we go. The hot mess going. I got a bunny bum and there's my cheetah print. If you didn't see my video the other day, go check it out and watch it because it hasn't got many views. And I did some other cheetah bunny spring stuff for the Moose Man here. Moose Man approved. Moose is going to help me pop all of these guys off. I'm popping the feet off, popping the tail off, and he just wanted a dryer blow there. Yeah. Anyway, I finally got him off after I tore that piece all to heck. Anyway, every bit of it was in my stash. You obviously know the bum came from the Dollar Tree. The fabric came from Dollar Tree. I'm going to do the tail with the cheetah print. The feet will be done with the fluffy mop head. And I decided to paint the rest of the body black. I was going to use some black material, but changed my mind. Anyway, you don't want to watch all that. So here is the tail. I have Mod Podged it, and then once it was dry, I just used my little X-Acto knife there, blade, whatever, cut it out, sanded it down a little bit, because I did Mod Podge the top of this on this one. This little mop head barely fit these 2 feet, so I start with a pair of scissors that I swear I cannot keep a decent pair of scissors for the life of me. Does anybody else? I literally just bought these scissors, and anyway, so you see the mess I made. That was probably 45 minutes worth of mess you see on that table. I got these scissors, which aren't as dull, but pretty bad. There's those scissors that, was one of my kids from school scissors, but surely her mom bought them for me. So anyway, yeah, I'm just trimming it up, making it look more like a bunny foot. And with those mop head things like that, when you trim it, those things fall apart completely. So I had to do a little patching. I had to glue some more of the fuzz back on, and then I also trimmed it up with scissors. I'd glue some more back on, trim it up with scissors. I didn't want to put you through all that. You'll find out it's difficult. I should have used something else. But anyway, once I got it together and how I wanted it, I took some hairspray to make sure nothing else falls off. I know we use the hairspray sometimes for the moss. I thought, why won't it work for this? So far, it's working pretty good, not too bad. So there my little feetsies are done. And yes, I kept all of that scrap fluff fuzz that was on that because we could make a tail with that. Sure could. All right, so there's our 2 bunny feet, and there's our tail. I know those look bright white, but have no fear. We will fix that later. I'm going to use a little bit of Titebond for that permanent hold, and I'm going to use some hot glue for that temporary hold, because we got to get rolling. I'm already late to the show, and you just know how it goes. Woo! And we got Swap and Bop coming up on Saturday, guys, where we kind of got our mystery box. And we have like 10 of us this time. So y'all come check us out, hosted by our beautiful friend Clary. She got us all swapping and bopping our projects and mystery boxes full of goodies. So y'all come check that out on Saturday at 6 o'clock and see what we can do. You guys see here, I'm still gluing on a tail and some feet because I thought you needed to know how to glue on a tail and some feet. Yeah, sorry. I just edited this video when I got home at about 4:30 and showered, and I have just been on a field trip with a bunch of 6-year-olds through the day, and you're still seeing me glue. Why am I still gluing this? What is going on? Hold the phone, guys. Hold the phone. Why are we still gluing? Okay, never mind. I forgot that I was showing it to you, and then I glued it on. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, I went off rambling and wasn't watching anyway. Okay, so we're going to make the little toe beans and pads of the bunny's foot. I used some little eggs that came from a package of different wooden pieces from Hobby Lobby. These 2 hearts came from my beautiful Joanna. She sent them to me in a care package a little while back. Thank you, baby. And I am just using my fabric tack and gluing those to a piece of pink felt. I know you're thinking, where's the thrift flip in this? But hey, this is, craft your stash. So no, it's coming. The thrifty part is coming from the thrift shop. Okay. once those were coated with the fabric tack, and I put the blow dry to it a little bit to help dry it a little bit faster. That did work for the most part. So then I just took a pair of scissors and I just cut them out. That was pretty easy. And now I'm just hot gluing my little toe beans on, and you could see that that first one I did, I threw it right on his belly bottom there. And so I had to work a little bit later getting that glue off and had to do some touch-up paint, and you can see it kind of shining there if my arm would get out of the way. But yeah, see, I tried to point it out. But anyway, so I did fix it up, patch it up. There's your Moose Man. He's got to get in on the business. This was supposed to be in his Moose Approved projects, but it didn't make it because I couldn't get it finished. So here it is. Here's your thrift flip, ladies. This is $2 from the Goodwill. We can't pass up a tobacco basket, can we? Now, this one's not very old, and it was in very good shape. There was one little piece that was kind of split on one of the strips up at the top, but this sucker is glued together good. Nothing was broke, snapped, nothing. Now, it's kind of a grayish, bluish color, but we can't have all that. See, Moose said, nope, we can't have all that, Mom. We got to paint this. So, I'm going to take cashew, but first, before we do the cashew, I'm going to sand it down. I'm just roughing it up with this block here that, I think those came from my friend Shelly. Imagine that. And I'm just very lightly, I'm not doing this fast, and I'm not pressing down very hard. I cleaned it up first, because, you know, when it comes from the thrift shop, clean it up. And then I just lightly sanded it down. And then, okay, so there's some plaster. So I'm going to give it a coat of plaster to cover up some of this blue grayish stuff before I use the cashew color. And this is all Waverly colors. Now, with the plaster here, I'm not totally worried if I don't completely cover it. And I'm just using a chip brush there to get this on, and I kind of pounce it, I kind of rub it, I kind of brush it, and getting in those cracks and all that kind of stuff. So there is our coat of plaster, and I did just use one coat on that. So it's dry now. Now we can hit it with our cashew. So I got another chippy, distressing, whatever kind of brush there. I know those are supposed to be usually used for wax, but this worked really good. And hey, it came from Temu, so if it falls apart, it falls apart. Anywho, I was trying to find, like, that cashew color. I was trying to find a brownish tan to match that leopard print that's on his tail, the white creamy kind of color. So it needed to be kind of browner than the plaster. So this worked really good. And you know we're going to hit it with some wax. Yep. But first, before the antique wax, and here's Moose. Look, you see that some of that paint was still wet. That's on that paper. But does he care? He does absolutely not care. He wants another blow drying. He loves this heat gun. He just, I don't know how he loves it, because he's got so much hair and all up in the business. He would not get out of the way. I finally had to yeet the cat. Look, he's trying to help me. You saw him help me hold it down a little while ago when I was trying to pop off his feet, huh? Look, he's trying to help me paint. Actually, he's trying to say, Mom, stop, pay attention to me. So what I did before I added any antique wax, and Moose decided to barge in. Yep, see, he had to go. I took my finger sander, and I think I just used probably 80, 120. I don't know. I wrote my numbers on my sanders so I know which one's which. But, and I'm, again, just very lightly, I'm not pressing heavy. Here's an idea. If you're always using just the one, I don't know about you all, but I'm always using like the front end of the sander and not the whole thing. So I just flipped my sanding paper around so I can use the other side. So I just gave her a good sand. That popped some of that dusty blue color back up. Okay, first, Moose barging in again. We're going to hit it with the clear wax and wipe it down. So here I am here using some clear wax, actually using the waxing brush to do this, right? And I'm just kind of going over it, following the slats one way, up, down, side to side. I turn it, up, down, side to side, turn it, up, down, side to side. And I did the back as well. Now I'm taking one of those microfiber cloths from the Dollar Tree, and I'm rubbing that down, getting off any excess clear wax, which I did have plenty of, because hitting all those cracks and holes, it pushed it out of the paintbrush. So I did do the back and the front of everything, all paint, all waxes. Now, I let that sit overnight. So I came back the next day. Look, it looks good already. Look at that. Sanding it, distressed it already. And then I cleared it, and I cleared it because now I can take my brown antique wax, which I put quite a bit of water in to water it down because, hey, we usually water it down anyway, and this kind of makes it stretch a little further. So, and I'm using the same chippy brush I used earlier with the paint on it. And I'm not worrying about the back too much because we're not going to see the back. So I just lightly did the back, but look how good that turned out. And now I'm going to do the inside a little bit more. I'm going to go around the edges, and then you'll see the difference between where I antique it and then just the cashew color in the middle here in just a second, and I'll kind of point it out. But the reason I cleared it first with the clear wax and then do the antique wax is because by clearing it first, I could pull back as much of the antique wax as I want. Like if I get too much, I could pull some of it off. So, but it worked good with the first coat. I didn't pull much of it off. I just took a dry paper towel, but it was pretty much already dry since it was thinned out. So adding that water, thinning it out worked good. Now we got to dirty up our bunny here because he's going to be jumping into the flowers here in a minute, okay? And I thought they were just too bright of a white. So I just took that, what was left. I didn't dip it anymore or anything in the antique wax, and I just brushed his feet. Now he got dirty little feet. Okay, so I've got a chunk of foam there. It's from the Dollar Tree. You see I left the plastic on it. I just do that so I don't have these little green pieces all over. And I have some floral wire from the Dollar Tree. This should be the Dollar Tree thrift flip show, right? Okay, not anymore. I'm not going to Dollar Tree anymore. Don't get me started on that bus. Okay, what I did was I already did one strip. I'm going around the other way, and I'm pulling really hard to push the wire into the foam and then pulling it to the back, and I'm twisting. This is another reason why this is late. I've got something going on with my hand. I don't think it's my wrist. I've already had carpal tunnel surgery a long time ago. I think I've done something in my hand itself, and I do not have a lot of strength. So this is another reason I'm late, because this one project right here took me like 3 days. Yeah. Anyway, once I twisted those real good and cut off the extra, you saw me put some painter's tape, and that's just because it was pokey. And don't use painter's tape because it pretty much poked through the painter's tape, but I was trying to use my duct tape, and I was fighting with it, so I put it away and just grabbed the duct tape real quick. I mean the painter's tape real quick. But use some duct tape or put some hot glue on it. I did not want to put a lot of hot glue on it because I want to be able to take it apart if I want to. I did put a little hot glue on the bottom of the foam that touches the basket to just give it a little hold while I was trying to tie the wires on. But it'll pop off real easy, especially with that plastic and the foam. We're good. So you saw I had some carrots from Dollar Tree that I zhuzhed up with some what's that stuff called? Boxwood. And you know, everybody always takes the Dollar Tree carrots, pops the old raffia green nasty top off, and then puts the good florals in it, right? Okay, so that's what I did with those. And then I had some sunflowers, but a creamy color, or daisies, whatever you want to call them. And then I have this fern stuff from Dollar Tree. Look, guys, this is just like any other floral. Just be careful, you can melt it. This fern stuff, I have it smashed in a drawer system tote thing over here. See it compared to the other one? Hit it with your blow dryer on a flat surface, and it flattens it all back out. So there we go. And then those beautiful peachy hydrangeas. Guys, if you haven't seen my video from the other day, I'll link it here as well. I'll have it on the end screen and in my description box and all that good stuff. But I made something very similar to this the other day. It was just a Dollar Tree bunny with the leopard print, and then I used those same exact florals around his neck. No, it wasn't a Dollar Tree bunny. It was a Hobby Lobby bunny. And I put the florals around his neck. It pretty much the same thing. They were made to match because it was moose approved. But like I said, this one did not make it into that video the other day. If you didn't see it, go watch it. It's not doing very good. I was sad. But that's okay. All right. So then I just took a big old thick piece of jute I had in my stash off of something else and untied it. And now I'm just looping it through a couple spaces there and tied it back into a knot. And we have a hanger. Moose, son, you won't say nothing. You're not going to talk to him? He is like all in my business right now. And of course, you know, I got to hit it with the lighter because I like setting things on fire. So you can just see I tied it in a knot. You can hide that knot. You're going to see me kind of stuff it in there here in just a second. There we go. Boop. There we go. And the ferns hide it hanging. So not a big loop. This is not heavy at all. Not heavy at all. There you go. You'll see the best view in the final reveal. Okay, so that little metal pot I got at the bins. So, you know, there's no prices on that stuff. You just go digging and then drive your shopping cart up onto a weigh station, and it was like $1 a pound for junk. And boy, I got good stuff that day. This pot, I love it. Looks kind of like primitive, rustic, kind of old antique-ish, but I doubt it is. But anyway, I took it because it's cute. And put some Excelsior in there. And now I had this ribbon, came off a Dollar Tree thing, that piece of burlap ribbon, and then some raffia, and I was just trying to get it out of my stash. So I tied that around there, and I cut some of that off. We're going to add a little bit more to that later. I put just a dab of hot glue on it so it's not sliding all over the handle. Okay, that was easy. That was quick, right? Now, here comes the fun part. Watch this. So here's one of these eggs from Dollar Tree I had several years ago. Like I said, craft your stash, people. Literally, is it stash or is it trash? Of course it's not trash. It's a hoard. Okay. Now this egg here, it's just a big chunk of foam, right? Had a lot of chunky glitter on it, like big chunky glitter sprinkles. You can see it. It looks like little rocks all over it. I tried to get most of it off, but not that successful. I'm going to use that pale daffodil paint, and I'm going to mix it with a lot of baking soda. And this went back and forth. Didn't have enough baking soda, then put too much, so needed more paint, then put too much paint. I didn't put you through that misery. I'm taking a pouncer. You can see how thick that is. If you can slow down your video here and just see how thick it is when I pounced it on. It was thick. I could probably turn it sideways and it take forever to run out. Anyway, then I got one of my chippy brushes there from the Dollar Tree because I wanted more texture to it to kind of make it kind of look like feathers, maybe. Now, I'm going to leave it alone and let it dry for a little bit, but not completely. So while that's sitting there for a few minutes, I did stick a stick in the bottom of the egg, and that was just to put it in the foam to help it dry. So here, it's not completely dry yet, but almost dry. It's tacky still. So I took my chippy brush again, and I'm tapping it, tappity tap tap, and as Miss Brandy would say, and it's giving it even more texture. So I thought, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, love it. Okay, and that kind of covered up those big chunks of glitter, more like sequin kind of stuff that I could not get off. So anyway, with that said, and bull moose in a china shop. Bull moose in a china shop. There we go. Forget the bull in a china shop. We got us a bull moose, and right now he's chewing on my microphone cord. Okay, so I took 3 hearts that came from Dollar Tree, painted them with orange, distressed them with the walnut. I'm kind of wishing I had used the vintage photo, but that's okay. I've got a piece of drop cloth here. I have actually a ton of drop cloth. This is a scrap of drop cloth. And some apothecary stamps that are IOD stuff that came from my beautiful friend Heather at Spindle Mountain Mercantile. You go check her out. She does videos with her mama, and oh my gosh, it is the cutest, funniest, sweetest thing in the world. Her just doing videos and crafts and thrift flips and stuff with her mom. Oh my gosh, it's the sweetest thing. It would be so fun to be able to do crafts with my mom, but I know she don't even like to take a picture, so I know she ain't gonna make no video. But go check out Heather and her mama at Spindle Mountain Mercantile. So sweet. Anyway, I took my stamps and I said beep, because we're gonna make a little beep check here. And I've got my lost the word. Those scissors with the ziggy zags in it. Pinking shears. And cut around the edge there, so hopefully it doesn't fry too much, but I do want it to fry a little bit. Now this time I do take the vintage photo, I believe, because I didn't want it too dark, and I'm just going around the edge of that. And I need to get more of these ink pads. Ugh, they're drying out. They were on I found them on clearance at Michael's probably like a year ago, and then they've been sitting here, and now I'm deciding to use them, and I can see why they were on clearance. Anywho, I'm going to take my little peep and I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of that knot that I had tied. Yep, burned my hand, sure did. And then I'm going to cut down the little strips of ribbon and raffia there a little bit. Now we're going to take that raffia that I just trimmed off, and I made them all the same length on the one end right there. And took a little bit of glue, twisted it. Nope, didn't burn my finger this time. I waited for it to cool a little bit first. And I'm just twisting it to kind of hold it together. And I'm going to poke a hole in the top of this egg. And I'm going to stick that, well, actually, first I'm going to put some glue in there. And then I'm going to stick this little bundle of raffia in the top of that egg. Now, I know it was kind of wild right now. Hang on just a second. I'm going to cut a lot of that off, and then I'll cut some more off later. And, of course, I get the crappy pair of scissors. But anyway, and to make this raffia spread a little further, you can take it and pull it apart. You can see it looks like there's a lot more now. I just took the strips and I just keep pulling it. And that little pink pokey tool there does help you kind of fray it a little bit more. So anyway, there we go. Now we're going to take that and put this little cute pink gingham bow I've got right on that hair. Those, the legs of the bow are too long, and I do trim those up a little bit later. Here's what we're doing. So I took that heart and I pushed the bump part of the heart into it, but not all the way. Then took my scissors where it left the mark and shoved my scissors down a little bit in further so that I could get it started. And I am just shoving this in. This is her beak. We're making a beep, 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 cheeky, cheeky, beep, beep. Now baby's coming in. Goodness gracious, y'all, I'm trying to record. Okay, and then we're going to take the other two hearts and glue them to the bottom, and those are her little feetsies. I did make a little chick just like this a while back with just a piece of the round wood from the Dollar Tree, and remember I had put the cute little glasses on it? I didn't put glasses on her. Oh my gosh, but I do something else cute. Here we go. I got my buttons out of my stash. Eee! And we all know we got tons of buttons. Yep, I got two little black buttons. And I'm going to glue those on there with some tight bond. Here I go. Just a boop and a boop. Like I really needed to show you this. Like the stuff I should have probably left in, I took out. And then I leave in gluing in some eyeballs. Oh, Lord. Or gluing on all those feet and that tail on that first one. Okay. And I'm thinking we got to put something in the middle of her bow. It's just a little white flower that I had in my stash there. So we're going to pull her stick out of her bum there. It's kind of wrong, but, you know, okay. And I'm just setting her in the raffia. That's it. The Celsius, whatever. I don't want to glue her down because you know me. I don't like to glue things down permanent in case I want to change stuff, or if one day I sell it, somebody else can change it. And see, you can see I shortened her little bows there. Okay, one more. This is quick. I got this at the thrift store as well. This was $3, I think. It says, give us this day our daily bread. I showed it to you upside down to start with, but then turned it the right way. I've wiped it up and cleaned it really, really good, but there's still like some white spots and stuff on there. I know I need to probably sand it down and do all that, but hot mess in a hurry here. Okay, so here's that green Excelsior that I had that I used a little while back. And I just put some of that in there, filled it up again, not gluing anything. Nope, nope, nope. Now, if you guys have not seen it, last year I made some spindle carrots in one of my, it's either last year or the year before. I don't know, can't remember. These are all spindles. Those are legs of a chair. And the smaller ones that are a lighter orange, that was the back of the chair. There was a wooden chair with all the spindles on it, and I made me some carrots. And it was the one that the bunny was jumping into it and carrot patch. And then I flipped it at Christmas. And on the other side, I turned the bunny bum into the reindeer. And he still had the carrots in it. And it was reindeer farm, carrot farm for the reindeer, whatever. Anyway, I wanted to do something different with it. So I wanted my carrots to be displayed a different way. So I took 3 carrots here. And of course, I'll link that video down below as well for y'all. Okay. So if you want to see how I did those spindles. And I just take some green lace and some creamy colored chiffon that I had in my stash. And I'm just tying them in groups of 3. And now Moose has his hand caught in the curtain. Jesus, son, Lord. Hot mess, and the kids are all over. And baby's got her foot caught in the curtain too. Y'all, you're killing me. Oh, my Lanta. You can see what I'm doing there. Okay, and then I'm just trimming it up. I just tied it in a double knot there, trimming it up a little bit. There we go. And I'm trying to make sure that the cream was on the outside because the green was wider. But now I'm going to take it and I'm just going to set it right in the corner. And then I'm going to take 3 of those bigger orange ones. No, actually 2 big ones with the dark orange and another lighter one. And I tied those together. And then I just grabbed some greenery florals and I'm just tucking that in and around. Nothing is hot glued. It is just tucked around, all around to make it kind of fluffy. Okay, had to get some claws out of some curtains because both Moose and Baby are fighting over the window and they got their claws caught in the curtain. At least my Gracie Lou right there, at least she just comes and checks me out. So there it is. That was quick, easy. The little chick was quick and easy. I literally finished that project with the bunny bum and those flowers right there. And then those other 2 carrots and the chick all in one night. I was quite proud of myself. That here bunny sign that you saw in the bunny bum up there, that was all part of that carrot spindle collection box that I had. So you'll see how I made that too if you go watch that video. So check that out if you want to see how to make those spindle carrots and that here bunny sign. But guys, the carrots and the chick, that was so much fun. It was quick. It was easy. Both of those alone only took me maybe 30 minutes to an hour. There they are, guys. I hope you love them. I'm sorry I'm late. Please forgive me. Go watch my other video if you like that bunny bum. Support the Moose Man and my craft habit. I love you guys so much. Hit the description box or my first pinned comment for Joanna's channel and the playlist link. I love you guys.